But we, even that, even when we make mistakes, that's the amazing thing again. Even when we make mistakes, God still works it out for our good. He gave us a free will for a reason, because he wants us to make mistakes. He wants us sometimes to butt our heads up against the wall and say, "Oh my goodness, why did I do that? Why did I go there? Why did I yoke with this person? Why did I choose make these choices?" He wants us to do those things, because in our mistakes, that's where we learn. That's one thing I see, that even in the things that we do wrong, we learn more from that than the things we did right. You ever notice that? You learn a lot more from them dumb mistakes that you made than you did from the things that you did right. Because when it was smooth, there's no lesson in that. But it's when you really hit your head up against that wall. That's when you really get what happened. So another thing is, when I think of how God works, he gives us a glimpse into our futures, but he often doesn't reveal the entire story. So Psalms 119:105 says, "Thy word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path." We are walking by faith and not by sight. Therefore, oftentimes we cannot see past our next step. So I'm one of those people, I really love to plan. I want to know what's going to happen next week, next month, 2 years from now, 5 years from now. As far as I can see, I want to know, but that's not how things work oftentimes. We don't see past that next step. But God is just saying, you got to step. If you're totally blind, you still step. And I'm going to be with you. When you're in my will, when you're in my way, when you're on my path, I'm going to still be there, even if you can't see what's next. Right now, with this COVID-19, we don't know what's going to happen from day to day. But guess what? It's still okay. It's going to be all right. I don't even know what's going to happen tomorrow at work. It's been crazy. Every day it's some more emails and more of this and more of that. I've been inundated with more stories of what's going on in this country than I would almost care to know. But even in that, I know it's all right. I know that I'm okay. I know that my family's okay. So we got to just make sure that we're still trusting God. And even if we stumble, it's really up to us to continue to move forward. We got to still move forward. And that's one of those things that Jesus told his disciples. He said, "You know what? I can't even tell y'all everything right now because you can't handle it." And so if really God told you everything about everything that's going to happen to you, you wouldn't be able to handle it. The good, the bad, the ugly, the up, the down. If he sat here and told you one day, "I'm going to go ahead and tell you what's going to happen the rest of your life," y'all will pass out right then. If he told you about the homes that you're going to have, if he told you about, the dreams that you're going to have, if he told you about the manifested glory that you are going to have in your life, you would pass out and not be able to handle it. So he's not going to tell it to you. So if you just think about, you got that little lantern, you don't have a flashlight. We ain't talking about even a flashlight where you can see a little bit. I'm talking about a lantern. All you can see is your next step. That's all you have. But you have to still walk forward. You still have to move forward. So as I get ready to kind of wrap this up and close this up, and I just realized, and I'm mad at myself. We talk about making mistakes. I hadn't been recording this thing this whole time. Okay, but it's gonna be all right even in that. So I want you all. I'm gonna make this public service announcement to get this book. And I'm going to give you my email. And if you want to start a study of this book, we're going to start a closed group to study this book, start in the first week of May. And because I'm going to tell you, when I read it, and me and my husband both had it, and I started it before him, and I could not tell him what I read. And I was so mad because I was like, "Oh, I got to tell you this. Oh, they said this, and this is what, da, da." I'm telling you, it's so exciting that you want to talk to somebody else about it. And so we're going to start a closed group. So I want you to write my email down. And if you're interested in being in the group, I will send you the link. And so we'll do like a Zoom just like this, one day a week. I don't know the day yet, but I'm going to work on that. I just have to look at my schedule starting in May. I'm thinking it'll probably be on a Tuesday. and like a Tuesday evening, and we're just going to get together for about an hour and talk about what we read in the book. And there'll be assigned pages that you'll read, and there'll be some questions and things that we discuss. So you need to pick it up. Like I said, it's 1047 on Amazon. You probably can find it even cheaper somewhere else. Get a used copy, or something like that. And also it's on Audible. But it's better for you to have the copy of it so that you'll know what pages you're in, because if you're just listening to it, that won't help you. But if you're interested, email me, and my email is conspireddestiny.2020@gmail.com. conspireddestiny.2020@gmail.com, and that's going to be my email going forward. So any questions that you have, we're going to start some other dialogues after this, but I really want us to do this study of this book. So whoever will, and if you got some friends that you think might be interested, please let them know, because I think this is really important. It's just a really great way to understand you and yourself, and you on your own personal journey as you watch Santiago go through his. It's a very spiritually enlightening book, and I said it's inspired me so much that that's why our ministry name is now Conspired Destiny. Just that much. Um, and so going back to kind of just tie this whole thing up with this bow is that, Jesus told them that, when the Comforter comes, he's going to guide us to all truth, guide us to all truth. And so what we have to really do, again, in these times when things are a little bit slow, you don't have as many distractions, is to really seek truth. Seek truth of yourself, who you are, again, who you are and why you are, but then seek truth in what you're hearing. I want to just kind of pause here, put the little health educator hat on. There's a lot of information that's going out on the internet and on the news. And I mean, you cannot go anywhere without hearing this stuff. I mean, even if you try. I haven't been on Facebook since the beginning of Lent, but I tell you, stuff still creeps out and you find out things. So, really just think about, if you hear something, seek truth, double check it. Don't just go off of, oh, they said this is gonna happen. Look at what it really is, and judge that thing. And that's about anything, not just COVID-19, but anything that you hear. Judge it wisely, and seek truth. Right now, I'm in school, and I tell you, I've been doing so much research on topics, and you hear one thing, you in one study, and you look to another study, and I mean, it's information overload. But I encourage you to really seek truth and knowledge. And you have that capability to really discern, using that third eye, using that spirit, using your conscience, using whatever you want to call it. Use that to really decipher what's true and what's good, and work off of that. And again, also, I really want to encourage y'all, as we're really trying to work and be healthy, making sure that you're eating right, that you're eating your fruits and vegetables. And even if you can, think about it over this next week. Try to limit the meat that you eat. Really work on getting your fresh fruits and vegetables, your water, juice if you want to, juice your vegetables, juice your fruit. Try to really stay away from meat right now, because one thing I've looked at, and this is certified through some doctors, is that a lot of these diseases, not just COVID, but the flu, a lot of other things, from chronic disease, heart disease, diabetes, cancer. We want to prevent these things. We need to eat live, whole foods. It's a lot about our diet, because we can't maybe help what's in the atmosphere. So we got to do things inside our bodies that's going to counteract those things that's in our atmosphere, that's in our environments. And the way to do that is to build up our vitamins. Another thing is, if you can, get supplements. Vitamin D is, like, everybody's talking about vitamin D, making sure that you're getting your vitamin D. We normally would get it from the sun, but we're not out as much in just this generation. We're all up under LED lights and artificial lighting. So get your vitamin D. We've been doubling up on ours here in our home. Get your vitamin D, your vitamin C, your K and A. Those are things. Make sure, look it up. Google it. What fruits and vegetables have more of these different vitamins? Making sure that you're really building up your immune system. And not to get too far on a whole bunch of health stuff, but one thing that we have really been doing that's been helping me, because I'm tired all the time. I stayed up till one last night doing schoolwork, and I'm probably gonna be up again tonight. Um, is I've been using apple cider vinegar. Um, what is it? Apple cider vinegar, lemon juice, and a little bit of water. So it's like a half of, let me see before I say it. It's a half a cup of water. It's 1 tablespoon of lemon juice and 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar twice a day. That has really helped me with my energy, and it's also a way to boost immunity as well, and it helps to lose weight. So if you're interested in that, that's another thing that you can do. But again, in everything, we have to really make sure that we are working with the universe, conspiring together with the universe for our good, for our health, for our vitality, for our mental health, for our spiritual health, for our well-being as a whole person. We are whole beings. So we got to make sure that we're addressing every single part of our life to achieve balance. And I'm not always a balanced person, but I'm really working towards that to really try to achieve balance. And so I really hope that you all have enjoyed what we talked about today. Again, just to remind you, my email, conspireddestiny.2020@gmail.com. Feel free to email me. Y'all have my number. You can text me if you have any questions or concerns. If you have topics that maybe you would even like to talk about in the future for our weekday chats. We'll do all of that and just really work to build ourselves up. That's what I'm all about, is about being positive and building each other up to get what we want, get what we desire. It's not just about, of course, not about just physical things or money. It's about getting what you want out of life, to be happy and to be fulfilled. There's so many people that are just so sad and they're not fulfilled. So you just got to make sure that you are doing those right things that are feeding you and that are filling those spaces, where there are spaces and where there's gaps in your heart, in your emotions. Fill it with positivity, fill it with the word, fill it with good music, fill it with good food, fill it with good conversation. When things are positive, it just frames your whole point of reference differently, and you can make it through anything. Some of my sickest times, the times that I was in the hospital, could not move, could not eat, could not sleep. I just remember I would turn on certain music and I would feel better. Even my blood pressure would go down listening to certain music, because I had to create an environment where I could think and where I could be clear and where I could really energize myself so that I could get better. Many times healing comes from within. So we have to do that. We got to concentrate on what's positive. So I want to ask you, are anybody out there, my co-conspirators, y'all going to conspire with me? We going to work together so that we can get our destiny, so that we can be who God has us to be, do what he has us to do, and achieve what he has us to achieve. All right. That's what I love. You can be my co-kingdom builder. You're here for a reason. I'm here for a reason. So continue on your quest to find out who you are and why you are. There's a reason, and it's fantastic. There's a reason, and it's wonderful. So what I would like for you all to do as we come down to a close of this is I'm going to play a song. And if you kind of heard the very beginning, we're going to play this song. And so I want you just to really concentrate and just be mindful. Again, we're talking about being co-conspirators. We're talking about conspiring with the universe to get what we want. And many times what we have to do, again, we have to link up with people that are like-minded, that have the same type of spirit as you. My circle is like this big. And sometimes I want it to be bigger, but a lot of times it's just that's not healthy for me. It's not good. But when I find those people that are for real, like on a path, and I can sync with them, and we can vibe, that's something awesome. And I enjoy that. I enjoy that camaraderie. And so that's what we want to do right now. So I want you just to really just get relaxed, and I want you to open up your spirit. And this song is called Touch and Agree. And my mom actually wrote this song, and we recorded it. Oh my goodness, I don't even know how long ago that was. I think that was probably even before me and Cedric got married. And so we're gonna play this, and as we play this, I want you to virtually, we're gonna all virtually right now, we're gonna touch and agree together. We're going to touch and agree that those things that you are asking God for, as a matter of fact, right where you are, I want you to kind of take those things out of your mind, and I want you to virtually write them on a sheet of paper right right in front of you. I want you to think about those things that's really on your heart, those things that you really desire, the things you might haven't told a soul. And we're going to touch and agree that those things happen for you. If they are in the will of God, that they will happen for you. And then as you're praying and you're thinking about it and you're concentrating on this song, I want you to really think about lining up yourself so that you can help make those things happen. I think sometimes we get lost along the way. And I heard, we sing the song, what God has for me is for me. And that's true. But there comes some work with it. Without, faith without works is dead. You got to work it still. So as you're thinking about what you want, ask God to help you get it. Lord, what is it that I need to do? What is it that I don't need to do? What do you want from me so that you can open up my road to this blessing, to this destiny? Help me line up. Help me find those things that I need. If it's software, if it's whatever it is, help me to know what it is so I can get it. Help me fulfill my purpose. So that's what we're going to do right now. So bear with me for a second. I'm going to pull this up, and I just want you to listen to this as we come to a close. Hopefully this work right. So isn't that beautiful? It's just absolutely beautiful, and I can't listen to it without wanting to cry. It's just very hard for me to even just think about how beautiful and how lovely and how wonderful it is to be able to yoke with people that love you, but that love, just love. Love is action. Love is fulfilling. Love is demonstrative. Love is big. Love is incomparable. Love conquers. Love overcomes. Love overflows. Love means that it's not always just lovely, but or perfect or beautiful. Sometimes love is ugly. Sometimes love means that I can take off what people think I am and just be me. That's what love is. We think about the cross was ugly. It was mean. It took away something. But at the end of it, love made us whole. Love made us pure. Jesus gave the ultimate sacrifice because of his love for you. He gave up his life. And now I understand that. I know what it feels like to love somebody so much that you will lay down your very life for them. My babies, I love them so much that I would die for them. Even my daughter, and I gotta tell y'all this. I was thinking about because her birthday is coming up in a couple of weeks. My husband's told this story to a lot of people, but when I was pregnant with her, we went through a lot. Not us, but we had even a situation where we were threatened by another person. Just out in the street, randomly, we were threatened. Our very lives were threatened. And from that point, it was on Valentine's Day. From that very point, my blood pressure and stuff started just going up, and I ended up having preeclampsia. And I went into the hospital. I went to the doctor for my regular doctor appointment, and he said, I'm going to send you to the hospital. It already had happened before, so I'm like, I'm going to go to the hospital and I'm going to go home. I didn't go home. They put me on an ambulance and sent me to another town. And I was there for about a week. And they kept trying to get my blood pressure down. It just would not go down. And I was just getting bigger and bigger and more fluid. Probably pregnant. I was about 100 and I don't know, started off what? I was probably 100 pounds maybe when I got pregnant, 105. I was up to 160 pounds. Fluid, just big. You couldn't get my blood pressure down. So they would come around for rounds every morning at 6 o'clock. They giving me mag. It's this drug where you can't even eat. I couldn't even get out of bed to go to the restroom. They had me catheterized. So one day the doctor came in. He said, we just cannot get your blood pressure under control. We're going to have to induce you to go ahead and get the baby. And I was not quite right at 8 months pregnant. So I said, okay. He put me in another room and they gave me the drugs to induce me. And everything was going fine. And it got to a point where they gave me this super drug. So I wasn't in any pain. I was just, I don't know what that stuff was, but I mean, not that I want it now, but there's some days I'm like, boy, if I could feel like that again. But they gave me this super drug and I felt really, really good. I was high as a kite, no pain. And that was probably the first time in a week and a half I was not in pain or uncomfortable because I was pregnant and then you're just laying in the bed all the time and I just wanted to go home or do something else. And I remember I told my husband, I was like, And I told my mom. My mom was there. I said, you know what? It doesn't matter what happens to me. I just want to get her here. And I made up in my mind that even if I die, I want my baby to be here. I had prayed. I knew that I felt like I was good to go. If I had to go, she had to come. And I also told my husband, I said, I'm gonna do the very best that I can when I was high. So I'm gonna do my best. But I saw there were some days I just didn't know if I was gonna make it. I couldn't even verbalize how bad I felt. Then as I was going through labor, well, yeah, going through kind of the not really just the delivery part, but just through the labor part, the doctor came in and checked me, and they thought that it was her hand. And they were like, well, did you know you were this dilated? I didn't know anything. I just was breathing. I had my music going, had the lights out. I was just going through the process. And unfortunately, it was not her hand, it was her umbilical cord. So her cord was coming out first. And so all of a sudden, it was like a SWAT team of doctors and nurses took me to the OR, and they delivered Zahara. She was, what, 3 pounds and some ounces. She was perfectly healthy. And she was delivered. She was fine. They said she was crying and peeing when she came out. And about 2 days later, I got to see her for the first time. And her head was about this small. And it's just the most precious thing I'd ever seen. And I'm saying all that just to tell you, when you really love somebody, you will go through coals of fire. You will go through whatever, mountains, rain, sleet, hail. You will go through anything to make sure that they're okay, to save them. And that's what Jesus did for us. So love is just immeasurable. And even when I look at her now bouncing around here, hair all down her back, and just so smart, and sometimes it's like, but when I think about what it took to get her here, it was a time to get her here. Tafari too. I went through my trials with Tafari. But when I look at both of them, I would do it all again. I would go through anything to be able to look at them 4 eyes. I would do it all again. So when you think about just how powerful and immeasurable love is, and I know those of you that have children and you just think about that, you feel the same way. You would do anything for those children. You would do anything for your family. And that's the type of love that God gave us, is where he would do anything for you. You're his creation. You're his masterpiece. And he will move heaven and earth, sun, moon, and stars to make sure that those things that make you whole and make you the very best you that you can be, he will move all of that to make sure that it happens, because he loves you just that much. So I hope that you can walk in that this week, understanding that as you move and as you step, the next step is already ordered. The next move of your life is already happening. It's just you just got to live life to get to it. So I love you. And I really pray that you've enjoyed this session today of Conspired Destiny with Rovonda Bradford. Just I enjoyed just talking to you and just working this thing out, because I'm working it out with you. This is a like say a marathon, not a sprint. But I'm so over the mundane. I'm so over the mediocre. It's about being better, being the best at whatever it is that I set forth to do, that we set forth to do. So I'm going to keep on pushing you to make sure that you're your very best. So I love you. Y'all have a great day. Enjoy your Resurrection Sunday. Get some rest if you can. Get you some good food. I was trying to read over here at some of y'all comments, so I see what's going down, and that's all right. I see you. Y'all enjoy the day. Just do better tomorrow. That's what I'm gonna say. Enjoy your day today and enjoy your family, your friends. Get on FaceTime and just do whatever you need to do. Let's connect with each other and just have a really, really good day. And I will see you same place, same time next week. Again, I love you. And just know that the entire universe is conspiring to make sure that you get what you want. Love you.